Brownell did say is, there is no place for a deceitful brownie in the Bexley chapter.
Oh. And that's what's made this country great, Jacki Weaver.
You know who's a bastard in the Senate. There's a few of them.
Yeah, well, it's pretty much all of them as far as I can see.
We are equals, and you don't treat me as a good or chattel or... I mean, I thought in the 70s we had it all fixed, that every man knew we were equals. But it hasn't turned out that way. It's going back to what it was before.
How much have you seen the boundaries shift between what's appropriate and what's inappropriate?
Well, they've always been sleazebags. We know that. They were just as prevalent in my day when I was young. And in those days, you just used to shrug your shoulders and get on with work and avoid them. I never got entrapped by sleazebags, but they were there. And,
explain what a sleazebag is.
You know, a greasy guy that comes onto you and you don't want him to, and inappropriate, putting their arms around you, and you know, all the things that the Me Too is about, that young women can now say, do not put your hands on my shoulders, do not put your arm around my waist. It's about time young women were able to say, this is me, and there's a fence here, you don't come onto me and touch me without permission.
I love the way you can remember 34 suburbs but not a bunch of marriages. That's pretty good. Okay, last fact check. When asked why you married him, your husband Sean told Women's Weekly it's because he's hung like a donkey.
No, he didn't say that. My manager said that, and they were being mischievous, and we had, I mean, who'd have thought they'd have printed that in the Women's Weekly? If you'd asked me about Harvey Weinstein, that's another story. He always had the rep for being fairly horrid.
Did you have anything to do with him personally?
Yeah, he produced Silver Linings Playbook.
Of course.
I knew him well, yeah.
And how did you find him?
He never came on to me, I'm too old. But I believe all the girls that have talked about him. Yeah.
And at the time that you knew him, did you know that talk about him?
I'd heard it, yeah. He'd had that rep for years.
And so was it uncomfortable?
But we used to kind of say that's the way it goes. I'm not happy at all. Not one little bit. But we do what we have to do. We do what we must. Just because we don't want to do something doesn't mean it can't be done. Well, you know what she's doing there? She's organising the death of her own grandson. Because she's evil.
Yeah, but we've all done that at some stage or another, Jack. You've always had a kind of...
baby face, yes.
Yeah.
And I hated it. It was the
Really?
bane of my life. I was playing children in my 30s, and it really was... I'd say, I'm a woman. I've been married many times. I want to play a woman. But I was, you know, getting 12-year-olds and 17-year-olds. But, and I'd love to sometimes, but I'm 71 and I look 71 and I get good roles sometimes of people in their 60s, you know, 61. I'm 4 feet 11 and 3/4.
Wow.
Which is about 149, I think, 150 centimetres.
A few years ago, you did consider having work and your agent talked you out of it. What work were you thinking of having done?
Oh, yeah, well, you know how you get this little stuff around here and you get this stuff around here and around here. You don't. You haven't got any wrinkles.
No, that's because I've had an enormous amount of work done, yeah. I'm having it done daily.
Yeah. It's Channel 7, so I can't swear, can I?
Yes, you can.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay. Well, I said to my agent, who's this wonderful New York woman called Hildy, I said, I just like a little nip and tuck, you know, so that these little things would go a bit, you know, like this. She said, don't touch your fucking face. Because there's a lot of women my age in Hollywood who don't look like they're themselves anymore, you know what I mean?
Correct, yes.
I think, you know, it's your perfect right to change your face is the same as you change your hair, if you want to.
Why shouldn't old women have long hair?
Oh, it's what, you know, self-appointed fashion gurus and fashion police. It's called, they always say, you know, once you're over 50, you should have short hair.
Why? It looks fantastic.
Oh, thanks.
Yeah.
Most of what's in Wikipedia about me is not true. And a friend of mine keeps changing it, and someone else keeps changing it back. That's why I never believe what it says about anyone in Wikipedia, because there's so many.
This all comes from Wikipedia. So,
Oh, okay.
so you didn't invade Poland in 1939? Okay, gone.
I wasn't born till 47.